Hey everybody, this is Big Ruckus. You're watching a brand new installment of Public Praise TV. And in this episode, Mrs. Ruckus sits down with Latonia Francois as she talks about the power of journaling in our Ways We Worship segment. And for our artist spotlight, we have female lyricist Kia J. So don't move a muscle, don't go anywhere, because Public Praise is about to get it lit right now.
Hello again and welcome back to another great episode of Public Praise TV. Today I have the honor privilege of being with one of my friends. Her name is Latonia Francois and she is the creator of Let's Write Life. Hello and thank you for coming with us to Public Praise TV.
Thank you for having me.
So please talk about the concept of Let's Write Life.
Oh man. So Let's Write Life is a journal publishing company that I started to inspire people to follow their dreams and improve their life. You want me to give you the whole background?
What is it exactly? What is Let's Write Life?
So Let's Write Life is, what it entails is, it's a publishing company.
Yes.
So at the core foundation, I design and I sell journals. But what makes Let's Write Life unique is my journals is how I share my story with the world. So a few years back, I went through a tough time and I wanted to share how I was able to overcome a tough time in my life, and I really didn't know how, but journaling was significant to me. So I said, why don't I use what I know as the vessel for me to share my story with the world? And so that's how Let's Write Life was birthed.
So if you could please, can you share your testimony with our viewers?
All right, yes. So let's see, when I was pregnant, gosh, it's already been 3 years ago, with my second daughter, I hit rock bottom after suffering for so many years in silence with depression. You know, it's something that a lot of people deal with on many different levels, whether you realize it or not. I feel like everybody deals with depression at some point in their life. It could be mild, it could be severe. But for me, I had got to a point with depression where it really became severe for me in a way where I was stuck. I wasn't happy. I was living my life really unfulfilled. I was beginning to isolate myself, and being pregnant with my second daughter, I felt like it was the first time in my life I was strong enough to do something about it, because I had come to that place before, but I would just brush it under the rug and not deal with it. And so when I was pregnant with my second daughter, that's when it was like, it hit me like, I have to get out of this depression. I'm sick of it stealing my joy. I want my life to be fulfilling. I want it to be happy. And I made a choice to choose happiness. And I told myself I wasn't gonna look back at my past. I'm gonna move forward until I reach this destination of joy that I really desired. And so that's pretty much my testimony about where I learned about the significance of journaling, because I had always journaled, but it wasn't until I made that decision to choose joy, choose happiness, that I realized the power of my words and how much my journaling was actually helping me become better, think about decisions I was making, and being a source of light in my life for me to move forward and really evaluate things that were going on, to be able to move forward and feel like I was capable of overcoming issues that I didn't even know existed. I went on a big, long journey, a full year of this journey, overcoming things of my past to come to this place in my life that I call right now the best of me, which is what my second journal that I created is all about.
That's awesome. So you've created a workshop.
Yes.
And tell me about that. How are you getting the community involved in your workshop?
All right, so in the background, when I'm not designing journals, when I'm not in production trying to bring the journals to life, I am doing workshops. And that's the social mission of my business, is to, through journal sales, to be able to support nonprofits through teaching journaling. Because on my journey, I have a YouTube channel, so I was sharing my life online. And I thought that people were connecting with me because we all loved journaling. But what I realized was people weren't sure how to journal. And so when I thought about it, for me, it was just like, what? People don't know how to journal, what? I've been doing it forever and ever, and it's been so significant to me that I decided I was gonna start doing workshops. And actually, the workshops is really what made me form the Best of Me journal into something more concrete people could learn from. But the workshops are really my way to share my life with people in person so they can hear my story, and then also get to work hands-on, have the time away from the busyness of life to invest in themselves, to give them the time and space they need to heal. Because I didn't realize how important that was until I gave myself the time and space to think and reflect and heal and really dig deep into what was going on into my life. So that's pretty much what the workshops are all about. And I do them at different nonprofits around the city to kind of get people back writing again.
Yeah. So with any other guest, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Our vision statement is basically, we are proud to proclaim and never ashamed. So I ask all of our guests, why are you proud to proclaim and what makes you never ashamed?
Oh my gosh, I'm proud to proclaim because honestly, you cannot have a testimony without a test. And I honestly believe that a lot of the stuff that I've gone through, I didn't understand it at the time, and I used to blow it off as being meaningless. But what I've realized is that God has given me a gift through my past to be able to heal through trusting in Him, and then also being able to share that with other people, which I feel God has called us to do. And so I'm just happy to be a light in the life of others, and so that's what helps me to continue going.
Thank you so much, Latonia, for joining us.
Thank you,
and
Dima.
Viewers, you can actually get a copy of this wonderful journal at letswritelife.com. Please check it out. Thanks again.
Yay, thank you.
And we'll be back with more Public Praise TV.
Listen, we got more to come, so get right back.
Invest in your knowledge. Don't just shout hallelujah. Nobody lives forever. True legacy is in people, not in projects, programs, and buildings. You know, Jesus, when he was about to leave the earth, he made a statement. It was a legacy statement. He said, all authority is given unto me, in heaven and in earth and under the earth. I have all the authority. And then he says, therefore you go. He transferred it to them. Authority and power is for distribution. Mature people create people greater than themselves. Words of Jesus. If I do not go away, you will not do greater works than I have done. But if I go away, he says, you will do greater works. He wanted his disciples to be greater because he was secure in himself. I wonder, what are you doing to preserve which God has taught you?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kev on stage, and you are watching Public Praise. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Once his mind is already focused on what he wants to accomplish, you can't tell him nothing. the only dudes in TV can have their stuff in the stores and have posters all around the city. And to see one man do it, it was dope.
What we used to do was jump into his little red Cavalier, smoke some weed, throw in some beats, and freestyle for hours.
It's always music in every facet of his life. And that's part of what makes it powerful.
He couldn't start a verse without saying F or effing.
There was one about women, and I said, Domingo, would your mother listen to this? Would your uncle, who is a minister, listen to this?
Yeah, I listened to the profanity, but that's not what I got out of it. I got his heart out of it.
I saw something else in Domingo. I saw God doing a turnaround in his life.
A lot of mess was going on in the streets in the late 80s and the early 90s. You know, the street had a pulse, and I loved to feel the beat of the street and the energy that came with it. Me and my boys, we were getting into a lot of mess, and as I got older, I didn't want to be in the house. I wanted to be outside, and with that came a lot of trouble.
I got into an altercation, so I pulled a firearm out. I got a box of sneakers in one hand, and I got a pistol, and I'm running down the street, broad daylight.
The accusation was that he was responsible for a bullet going through a window and missing a young child by inches.
At the end of the whole trial, the judge says, the evidence proves that Domingo Guyton is guilty.
Me Too Music presents the highly anticipated solo project from the St. Louis area's own Ray-Tina. Ray-Tina. The half live, half studio project featuring songs like Anybody Love Jesus, Faithful God, I Believe, You Are Good, and the church dance anthem, It Is Well. Project available at metoomusic.com/Ray-Tina. That's METOO music.com/Ray-Tina. Also available at The Source at metoomusic.com/The Source. Ray-Tina, I Believe. I Believe. Get it now.
Then the time Bible verses before supper. She wanted the reasons I'm even packing my luggage. She was packing up lunches. I was packing up punches. Play fighting, I love the fact that they love me enough. Had them talks about Jesus in our discussions. All of that could have passed in that moment. Translated the information, owned it. My mistake was my faith. Can't hold it, homie. Trying to tell them I would never make it without you, and I would never make it without.
And here's our artist spotlight.
Hello again, all my Public Praise viewers, and welcome to another episode. Today I'm really excited. We have our first ever female lyricist on Public Praise TV. You know the females have to represent. So, I would like everyone to welcome Miss Kia J. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's awesome to have you here as a first lyricist. I'm excited. You are very, of your caliber, it's awesome to have you here.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here, and I look forward to this interview.
All right. So, you're from St. Lucia. How did you get here to America?
Well, 5 years ago, I came here on a student visa, and I recently graduated from college, so this brings me here.
What college did you go to?
I went to Eastern Nazarene College.
Oh, that's a great college.
Yeah.
Great college.
Yeah.
Good Christian values.
Christian, yeah. Yeah.
So you're planning to stay with us?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
I am, definitely.
Awesome. So how did you get into hip hop?
Well, growing up, I was exposed to a lot of different types of music, a lot of different types of art on the island as well. And though hip hop wasn't that big on the island, in my family, we were exposed to hip hop. I remember days with my brother, and my brother can also rap, so he and I would be going at it in the house, you know, we'd be doing a little hip hop. So, I mean, I had that in my house, and my family is a very musical family as well. So, yeah, I was exposed to a lot of different kinds of music from a young age. And hip hop, I was always gravitated towards hip hop. I don't know why, I can't really explain it, but there was something about it that I really gravitated towards. And I do love all types of music, but hip hop in particular was one that really, you know, got my attention over the years. So, yeah.
So how did you discover your talent? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I've always been heavily involved in singing, in ministry, in the arts in general. At a very young age, I would do it. I grew up in the church, pretty much singing and doing all that stuff. At the age of 13 was when I discovered I had a call on my life to pursue God in the arts. And so I would say that ever since then, he's just been preparing me on this journey for this moment right now, officially being launched as a music artist. And so, yeah, I knew that this is what I wanted to do from a very young age. So there was no question about it. If you ask Kia what she wanted to be, she'd tell you she wanted to be a singer. This was the calling on my life, and I'm just so blessed that I could answer the call.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears a little bit. Tell me about your project, and tell me about the Hurt Anthem.
Yes, the Hurt and Pain Anthem, yeah. Well, the EP Victorious, it's basically about beating the odds, you know, beating all the odds that are against us. And for me, in this EP, I'm telling stories. I call it my Heart on Beats, which is a play of heartbeats. So I'm basically telling stories of the last season of my life, of things that happened to me, whether it's stories about church, stories about relationships, stories about family issues, whatever it is. I'm bearing it all, and I'm putting it all out there in this EP in hopes that it will inspire and reach other young people who have been through some of the things I've been through. The thing about Victorious is that I wrote this EP while I was still in the midst and still going through things. And so one would look at me and say, but I wasn't even victorious yet when I wrote this EP. But I was challenged in my spiritual walk to change the lens from how I look at being victorious. And for me, it was not about letting circumstances and situations define my victory, but to know that I am already victorious even though I'm going through these things, and to look at these situations and say, hey, that cannot define my victory. The Bible says overwhelming victory is ours through Christ who loved us. So we are already victorious through that. And so that's what Victorious is really about, just beating the odds, you know, that are against us. Yeah.
Awesome. So what was your inspiration behind the Hurt and Pain Anthem?
Okay, well, for me, you know, that song in particular, in that song I'm talking about a lot of my pain and my struggles, especially as a young child and what happened to me being molested at 7 and 8 years old by a church member. And it was important for me to talk about this, and it was important for me to put it out there because I know a lot of young people go through that. I know a lot of young girls who go through that. And for me, I carried a lot of that weight on my shoulders as a teenager. And even as an adult, I carried the weight of me being molested as a child. And so it was only recently, last year, that I noticed that I was still carrying some of that weight. And I realized that I had to do something about it because I couldn't possibly go on living my life still feeling guilt and shame from something that happened to me so long ago. And so I made a deal with God. I said, Lord, listen, I'm gonna write a song. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but I feel like it's gonna be my anthem. And every time I sing this song, I just need you to take a little bit of the hurt, take a little bit of the pain out from me, you know. And so that's what I did. I wrote this song and I just came up with the chorus. Hurt and pain ain't got nothing on me. Ask my daddy, he finna tell you I'm free. Hurt and pain ain't got nothing on me. You better ask somebody. This is a brand new me. And I claimed that for myself. And that was the very beginning stages of victorious and being victorious. The fact that I can say hurt and pain ain't got nothing on me, just ask my daddy, he finna tell you I'm free. For me, that was already me seeing myself as a victorious woman and claiming that for myself. So I just wrote this song to inspire people, to inspire those who've been through some of the struggles. If you've ever been through something and you know, you just couldn't imagine how you would get through it. You know, I wrote this song for people like me who needed a daily reminder that, hey, hurt and pain truly ain't got nothing on me. So that's pretty much the inspiration for this song.
Wow.
And yeah.
I have one last question. I
Yeah.
ask all our guests this question. Here at Public Praise, we are proud to proclaim and we're never ashamed.
Yes.
So what makes you proud to proclaim and never ashamed?
Okay, well, like I just said, God saved my life. He took me out of a dark place. I suffered from depression a lot, you know, as a child, just from what happened to me. And so I don't know another God that did that for me. I don't know another person who did that for me. And that alone is enough for me to give it all to him and say, hey, this is it. My life is yours. It's not my own. And this journey that I've been on for so long, it was never about me. It was always about you, God. And so I give you all the glory. I give you all the honor. This is for you. And so I'm going to be unashamed for as long as I have breath, you know. So this is pretty much it.
Thank you, Kia, for being with us. Not only you're very talented, but you have a beautiful spirit, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
And that is it, Public Praise TV, for this interview. Stick around right after this.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is Kia J, and you're watching Public Praise TV. I just want to thank you guys for having me. It's been such a pleasure being here. You can follow me on Twitter at K1A_J. You can search me on Facebook at Kia J, and check out my website, www.thekiaj.com. Thank you guys for having me. God bless you.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Tell somebody, tell somebody, tell them. Won't you tell somebody, tell somebody, tell them. Jesus is the King, won't you go ahead and tell somebody. Jesus is the King, won't you go ahead and tell somebody. Tell them Jesus is the King, tell them He is everything, tell them He is all we need, won't you tell them. Many you call, but few are chosen. Cause so many stand up broken. Cause so many are still broken. Cause so many don't be open to the spirit and his righteous to the man. That's the first. If you gotta follow Jesus, gotta put in the work. Ain't no time to stand still and wish you had it all. Wishing it would come to you, but wishing life was easier after all. Nobody promised you easy after all. Nobody promised you breezy. Ain't no cover good commercial, so while you sitting there looking pretty, is it pretty cover girl? This battle is for the tough and it's for the weak. You gotta stand up tall but not crumbling weak. If you believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, you gotta man up and live it like you really mean a man. This might upset some, but I gotta say this. This might offend some, but I gotta say this. I gotta say this. I gotta lay this. This might upset some, but I gotta slay this. I'm tired of this average Christianity. Folks wanna serve God, but not in entirety. I'm tired of this man I'll serve when I wanna serve type mentality. What? Are you really serving God or the enemy you see? 3 minus 0 equals 3. Let's do the math. God plus me plus somebody. I'm saved. If every Christian could have this mentality, if every Christian could add on additionally, it's so we'd be subtracting those in this life. 3 minus 0 equals 3. Like I, myself, and me. And every now and then I replace God with the one, so we could see my good deeds. Say one now, so messed up. This is stupidity, far from Christianity, Holy Trinity. And if they ask you, you could tell them who said it, Miss Kia. And you could tell them I meant it. And if they ask you, you could tell them who said it, Miss Kia. And you could tell them she meant it. Won't you go ahead and tell somebody? Jesus is the King. Won't you go ahead and tell them Jesus is the King? Tell them He is everything. Tell them He is all we need. Won't you tell them? Everything I am is because God saved me, and everything I was is because God graced me. You were made for a purpose, and that's why you're here. You were saved by grace, you got a story to share. So I'll start. Let me tell you something about me, and I guess you could call this my testimony. When I was 7 years old, had my fair share of pain. I was molested by a man who I will not name. Molested by a church member, yes, I remember. And every day I grew up, I was filled with anger, pain after pain, and sorrow after sorrow. I was living for today, I didn't care about tomorrow. I ain't telling you this story to feel sorry for me. If you look at me now, this is where I'm supposed to be. Got this joy in my heart and I'm good as can be. Day I gave my life to God, man, He set me free. I'm not a victim of hurt, hurt's a victim of me. Hurt and pain ain't got nothing on me. Ask my daddy, he finna tell you I'm free. Hurt and pain ain't got nothing on me. You better ask somebody, this is a brand new. Now you know the things that I've been through. Jesus saved my life, man, I owe Him my dues. I was a train wreck, going hard for life. Now I'm a saved wretch, going hard for Christ. And people try to tell me what Kia should look like, try to put me in His box and tell me how to act like. I ain't gotta do nothing, God by my side. Rags to riches was my fairy tale ride. Now I'm an overdose, cause I'm on that holy. Don't need no addict, cause now I'm writing. But I ain't finna, cause in Him I make my. And it's all about the. Yeah, and I'm a woman. That's already hard as it is. You try rapping and stepping in stiletto heels, but I'm a different type of woman who raps the king, and I'm unapologetic for serving in. But I ain't Nikki, so don't be menaging my skills to ski a J, yo. I'm all about my father's biz. Tell somebody, tell them. Oh, won't you tell somebody? Tell them Jesus is the King. Tell them He is everything. Tell them He is all we need. Won't you tell them? Tell somebody. Won't you look at your neighbor? Won't you tell your neighbor? Won't you tell your neighbor Jesus is the King? Tell them He is everything. Tell them He is all we need. Won't you tell them? Jesus is the King. Won't you go ahead and tell somebody? Jesus is the King. Won't you go ahead and tell somebody? Body.
Hey, 30 minutes go by so quickly on Public Praise TV, but I hope you had a good time watching us. And we want to stay connected with you, so make sure you hit us up on our website, publicpraisetv.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and please do not forget to follow us on our YouTube channel. Before we go, we have some more from Kia J, and always remember, be proud to proclaim and never ashamed. Thank you for watching Public Praise TV.
Spirit, our love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Against such things, there is no law. The flesh and the spirit are always at war, and the two will never agree. This match, which you just witnessed, was a battle between my flesh and my spirit. And I declare that it is over. But it's only over for you when you say it's over. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, give it up for the one and only creator, sustainer, redeemer, protector, healer, Messiah, the heavyweight champion of the universe, since the beginning of time, the one and only Holy Spirit.
But through the clouds you seemed to lose your way. Then you fell to the ground.